It's good to be back, folks, and right now you are still watching the Pro Gaming Series 2016 Summer Split. We are still in Week 7, Day 1 of this tournament, and now we are entering the second half of today's events. And of course, back here with you tonight and joining you for the next two games, my name is Aika, and with me is...
I am Atlas, so this matchup will be GHUB versus La Liga Filipinas.
So apart from this epic matchup, the second matchup for today, we also have the Match and Win promo. Again, this is a GHUB Toxic Bundle, which has 5 skins. That's one code for 5 skins. And what skins will they be getting?
These skins are beautiful. It's Program, Lissandra, Ghost Bride Morgana, Hextech Anivia, Bladecraft Oriana, and Snow Day Malzahar.
All right.
I really love these skins, so you should watch out for that code.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled, guys. Apart from all the excitement, don't be distracted. Make sure your client is open and ready to punch in that code. And right now, we are heading into the drafting phase. It's pick and bans for both GHUB and La Liga Filipinas, with, of course, GHUB getting the first ban and pick.
Straight up, GHUB bans Azir. Definitely a very, very strong mid laner. Of course, nerfed in the past few patches. It's still very strong because the essence of the champion, what makes him strong, is still there. The zone control, the damage.
Yeah.
And the next ban will be Zac. Of course, Zac might be a respect ban, but what's good about Zac is he's a very good all-rounder. He's not the best at every role, but he can do all of those very, very well. The side of La Liga, though, they are banning out Morgana. These caster supports have been very, very popular, and Morgana is one of those that prevents a lot of danger on your AD carry and the rest of your carries with that Black Shield and Malzahar. Very strong, just a very strong pick overall.
Of course, that's my Morgana. So that's a personal favorite. And of course, we also have a ban on Malzahar, and followed by a ban on Gragas. So Gragas still one of it's actually a favorite pick in general because you can flex it. It is a jungler. It is also a mid laner sometimes. I know, a top laner. And there. So, yeah.
It's a very strong pick
And the
overall.
Fizz.
Fizz ban. We've seen that GHUB earlier had the trickery with Fizz until they lost.
Yeah.
But it's a very good overall top lane pick.
Yes. It's also good for mid.
It's also good for mid, so there's a little bit of that flex factor there that makes it really good. Not as good as the other top lane. It's picked at
Like
Irelia.
Irelia is really strong right now.
But we'll see if any of these players actually play that champion. Pick that up. First pick for GHUB will be the Graves, and in the second game from earlier, the first pick was a Graves. Very strong pressure, very strong damage. A lot of CC. There is that factor that will kill their target.
Yes, that is true. And of course, as you mentioned in the earlier matchups, you know, the teams dominated with the Graves. Very strong early game pick. We also have, as a response for La Liga Filipinas, picking up that Rek'Sai and the Trundle. Rek'Sai, of course, already getting back into popularity all over the world as a jungler.
Yeah, she's one of the contenders for Queen of the Jungle along with Elise, because of how strong and how good her map pressure. Ooh, okay then. There's a little bit of an issue. Bug splat apparently in one of the players' clients, but we'll get back to that very, very soon. And I want to talk about this matchup a bit because, of course, La Liga no longer has a chance to get to the playoffs and Rampage. However, they still definitely need to prove that they are a good team. They're still a pro team. GHUB.
And of course, it's still a good chance to, you know, get better, test your mettle, and, you know, just put out whatever you've been working on, test it on a fairly good team like GHUB. Of course, GHUB, we know, has a lot of good players coming from previous veteran teams as well from the PGS. So it's a good way for La Liga to pick up a few things, I guess.
Pick up a few things. Because every loss, even, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to lose this game, but every single game
could still win.
is a step forward for any team. And being the underdogs, I think this is a good way to train at their drafting phase, because definitely their mechanics and synergy isn't as solid as GHUB's.
Yes.
But their win condition in this game is going to be get a good draft and play consistently to their team composition and its win conditions. So we'll see how the rest of these this pick and ban works out for them.
All right. So there we still have, of course, the same picks and bans so far.
More. We'll see Toxic picking his champion right now. Obviously, Toxic is the star of the show for our match and win. We'll see if he picks up any of these champions
and
in the bundle.
shows off any of the skins.
So far, though, Graves and Braum. They're picking very beefy champions.
Of course, Caitlyn still one of the most picked ADCs as far as 3 patches ago. Yeah,
very
started
safe,
3
very
patches
big
ago.
damage.
Yes.
Skills really hard with whatever damage you can bring on her.
And you don't have to do a lot to be effective.
Yeah, the right
in
click
the game.
champion.
Yeah, you don't have to do a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
safety. So that's hand in hand with, for example, a Lucian pick. Usually you pick these to be relatively safe, but yes, and as a response, of course, you have a hover on that Jhin.
The sniper battle is real here. They'll be picking up the Janna, probably. Because I think Janna will be a good pickup because of the disengage coming from the Monsoon.
Yeah.
Because Jhin is a very vulnerable AD carry in all phases of the game. And having that security from that support, from that knockback, it's definitely going to be a good pickup. So it seems like they will actually lock that in. As for GHUB, I wonder how they'll respond to this. So far, they're thinking.
Yeah.
You have to think about these compositions just after all. If there's a way GHUB is going to lose, is if they get outdrafted by La Liga.
Yeah.
So, you know, biting that wire on that headset.
You don't have much confidence in La Liga, do you?
Huh?
You don't seem to have much confidence in La Liga.
No, I do. It's just that you really have to think of your team composition in a matchup like this where you are the underdog. Because that's how you're going to have an advantage even before the game begins. So definitely La Liga has to think about it. And so far, though, their draft is pretty good. It's decent.
And there you have their coach, Mr. Arctic, of course, helping his team out with the drafting.
Yes, definitely. The coach is still a
And we have a lock-in on Echo.
Echo. Is it going to be the Lysandra? Is it going to be the program Lysandra? So a lot of magic damage coming from both the top lane and mid lane.
It is going to be a Lysandra pick.
It's going to be very interesting. Lots of CC and security for Valberts here.
Yeah.
Together with that Braum, just
and for
stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, that's true.
Jaja Binks. Ooh, this is interesting. If La Liga actually picks up the Evelyn, because I have not seen Evelyn in a while.
Quite well, they already have a Rek'Sai.
So
I doubt they'd pick up the Evelyn.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. There's not a lot of room.
It's
for
kind of
Evelyn.
Really awkward to bring her into the lane. Don't you think? Either champion would
it's
be
probably
really
just a hover
awkward.
It's
and
the Ahri. That's a lot more sensible. It was banned in the matchup earlier.
Yes.
And she's a very, very strong assassin mage coming into the game.
Yeah.
Victor is a much stronger mage.
Right
Not
now.
an assassin, but the burst coming from him definitely makes you want to join the glorious evolution.
He's a very safe mid laner to use. Not a lot of mobility if you're up against a Biz or an assassin type mid laner, but since considering it's going to be a Lysandra there from the other side, then the Victor pick then makes sense.
That's a very good pickup. That's very good awareness by LLP. Because Lysandra has very short range for a mage. That's why she's most often either flexed for top lane.
Yeah.
But seeing that and the longer range from the laser and the rest of Victor's kit, that's pretty good awareness from LLP to take advantage of that.
So the way I'm looking at it, for La Liga, they will need to make sure that they can lock down the enemy team as far as those team fights are concerned. Because you have two you have two ranged carries there in the Victor and the Jhin. Both rely on being able to drop all that damage from a safe distance. Of course, you have the Janna to make sure that anyone who gets near them can be pushed away. So, yeah. So there we have the gameplay or the win conditions for LLP seem quite clear. I mean, you disagree with me if you feel like it. But anyway, let's go run down first.
Great.
We have Cool for the top lane of GHUB versus Burn from LLP. Next, we have...
And for the junglers, we have Gyros on Jaja for GHUB and Duel for LLP.
Yes, and in the mid lane, we have Toxic. Again, he has a match and win bundle, ladies and gentlemen, for GHUB, and Haze for La Liga Pilipinas.
And for the 80k role, we have Valberts for GHUB, and LLP is very high.
And last but not least, we have Jao for GHUB as the support, and Kush for La Liga Pilipinas. Guys, those are your players for both GHUB and La Liga Pilipinas. Which side are you on? Comment it or chat it below. Discuss among all the viewers. Are you gonna be hashtag GHUB win, or are you gonna be hashtag LLP win? Feel free to share your thoughts. And of course, keep your eyes peeled for that GHUB Toxic bundle. And finally, we are still alive. We hope you guys are too, because we have we have Bacchus.
Oh yeah, we have Bacchus energy drink. That's what's been powering up
drink.
for these castings.
Drive your energy. All right, guys. So hopefully we will keep pushing through very energetically. All right, we got this. We got this. Give me a fist bump. We got this.
Bacchus.
You got this,
it's
guys.
Got royal jelly
so
in it.
yeah, this is going to be and ginseng. Yeah. So all right, we are going to be heading into game 1 between GHUB and La Liga Pilipinas. So again, we've sort of dissected the composition for La Liga side. What are your thoughts on the GHUB draft?
The GHUB draft, on the other hand, it's very, very solid. Yes, a lot of strong picks. They have the Echo, they have the Graves, and they have the Caitlyn. These are all very, very powerful picks in this patch. It all comes down to if they're able to actually get with their win conditions. They want to fight, they want to skirmish, they have the Echo, they have all these damage dealers, and they have the CC coming from Jao and Toxic. So definitely what they need to do is have these skirmishes and big fights. And if they're going to try and beat down LLP, they have to reach those carries. And you have to note LLP, Victor, and Jin. Those are very squishy and immobile carries. So having the Echo and Lissandra and the Graves there, they have some degree of mobility.
Yeah, that's true. So we're going to be expecting a lot of glacial paths from the back, hopefully going in there, locking down those, locking down the Victor or the Jin, preferably both, if even,
they have
possible.
A lot of AoE.
Either Toxic, or it could even be the Echo coming in from behind, and then from the front you would have that Glacial Fissure with the Caitlyn combo and all of those things. So yeah, looks like it is going to be a lot of explosive fights going into this matchup, considering that both teams seem to rely heavily on those team fights and objective controls. So it's going to be quite interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is day 1 of week 7 of the Pro Gaming Series 2016 Summer Split. We still have a lot in store for you. That is 2 games. And of course, the match and win promo.
Yeah, you gotta keep your eyes on that one.
Yeah. And of course, our very own pro players trying things out with the new patch 6.12.
Yeah, the meta of the Philippines meta is really fast-paced because of the way the patches work. We don't have our own tournament realm, but that forces our players to adapt, and I think that's one identity.
All right, patch now, patch today, competition tomorrow. You guys can do it.
Or patch today, competition today. You have no time to practice, but that really brings a lot of potential from our players, and that's great.
All right.
For this matchup, though, I'm really looking at how Jaja and Duel can really multiply the potential of their carries, because all these games, I think the jungler has a really large role in preventing any of these lanes from going behind, because Toxic, he's kind of behind in lane because of the range.
Yeah.
And Valberts, even though he has that range security, he really needs a lot of work to get past that Jin being covered by that Janna.
Yeah.
So it's all in the junglers, I think, for this matchup. What about you?
Well, before we head on to whatever I'm thinking about, let's first do a quick rundown, because we are now entering into the Summoner's Rift. For this side of GHUB, we have Cool on an Echo top, Jaja on that Graves jungler, Toxic on the Lissandra mid with the teleport, Valberts on that Caitlyn ADC, and Jao on that Braum support.
On the red team, there is La Liga for the top lane. They have the trolling in the top lane is Burn on that Trundle. Duel wanting to duel in the jungle with that Rek'Sai. Haze on that Cleanse, aware of the freeze coming from Toxic on that Victor. And for the bot lane, they have Hike and Kush, a very, very good combination on that Jin and Janna.
Yes, alrighty. Okay, so again, we were saying, so we are going to keep our eyes on the jungle matchup. Yes. So that's GHUB versus Duel. I'm very, very interested in seeing again how teams are going to pick up Rek'Sai, since she was a really strong pick way back in the previous season. She was a top tier jungler, and now she's back once again. And, you know, gone are the days. Well, you know, they're still very, very strong picks. The Graves versus Kindred, you know.
Yeah, even after the nerf,
yeah,
pretty
duo,
good pickups.
Yeah. So, but now we have Rek'Sai coming into the picture. So I want to know if teams are still well-versed in carrying her, considering her global pressure that she exerts.
Yeah, there's a lot of danger to be had when you're facing a Rek'Sai like this, because all the tunnels, she can come from a lot of unexpected places that other junglers cannot. It's like a fight. Wow.
Look at that pain. So again, the changes onto Echo, if I remember correctly, they decreased some of his tankiness in lieu of better AP ratios.
Yeah, they made him more, they lowered his base damage so he can be built more for AP. And I think that might define the matchup in the top lane, because as I said with Amplifier earlier, the Grasp of the Undying is weaker, so top laners with their own sustain, like Trundle, definitely having getting a lot more value out of the damage from Grasp of the Undying. Because Echo does not have his own form of sustain outside of his ultimate. And that's not really lane sustain, that's more like in-fight sustain.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a little bit of trouble, actually. He's having trouble right now.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, and there you have it after a few chunks. Just a few chunks, and first blood already goes to Burn. And we did see that. So when he pushed out his Time Winder, you know how that it's supposed to be strong when you push it out first. So there is that burst, which kind of evened out the lives, but after that, you know, you're left with nothing.
Yeah, basically. And the base damage, lowering. That hurts him a lot in those early fights, because Trundle was untouched.
Yeah.
In these patches, he's still very strong. The bite is very, very strong.
Yeah.
Toxic, very safe here in the mid lane with Glacial Path. They don't have, La Liga doesn't have really immediate on-demand CC to lock down this Lissandra. It's kind of telegraphed. There's the gravity field and the tunnel and the Unburrow. Ooh.
We have Jaja circling around in the top lane, spotted out by Burn. And that will be it.
Actually forced to recall. Here comes Duel though.
Oh, but in the mid lane, Duel from behind. Toxic in trouble here. Does use Glacial Path to stay safe. He is now out of mana and will decide to recall.
He might actually have to use his teleport to get back into lane really quickly to not get behind Haze. But you see, that's the power of Rek'Sai. I mean, she can come from places you do not expect.
That is true. And now here in the top lane, once again, we have a brawl erupting here. Cool seems to have the upper hand, and he does. He gets a revenge kill over Burn, and there. So see how painful that Time Winder is now because of those AP ratios. So actually, if you can take advantage of that and get the kill right after.
The stun was big. That was very big.
Yeah.
Left a lot of damage from Burn there.
So as long as he manages to keep Burn from retaliating, Cool hurts definitely because of Echo now, you know, trying to build it into a more AP champion.
It's interesting because Cool is building the Dark Seal. He has a Dark Seal right now, and it could be going for a Medjay, relying on that AP, the safety from the ultimate along with the AP gain from Medjay. That's a pretty good combination. And all that AP with his new ratios, this makes him stronger. If you go tanky with a fully stacked Medjay, that's painful. I've seen that in PGS, and it's not pretty for the opposing team.
So there, he needs to be very, very smart and cautious about those brawls in the top lane though against Burn. Make sure that he is able to farm up properly for those crucial items.
So La Liga really has to pay attention to this top lane now because of the Dark Seal. Has to shut down those stacks. Burn though still wants to fight.
Okay.
Not a lot of action. Very different from the matchup earlier. Just these short skirmishes. But
so there, as long as Burn can avoid the Time Winder as it goes out, I believe he has the upper hand in those top lane trading.
Yeah, and the speed boost gained from the frozen domain definitely helps in dodging that time winder.
Yeah.
But short range like this, no escape from that passive damage.
And now Cool has his level 6. Oh, Burn just got his level 6 and is now trying to chunk down Cool. Is he going to back off? Looks like he will. Instead, in the bot lane, we have Duel coming in from behind. That Rek'Sai will be able to lock down Valbert and Zhao, but Valbert uses his net to get away, and now he is free hitting onto Duel there. Zhao not letting Kush escape from his clutches, and now Hai doing his best, flashing out onto safety. He needs the distance to be able to land some hits, and now LLP decides that they will abandon this fight instead.
That seemed like a very, very good gank path from Duel there. However, the Unburrow did not actually hit Valbert. That's huge DPS loss. That's huge CC loss there. And I think that costed the entire kill, allowing Jaja to just go in and counter gank, forcing La Liga away.
Ooh, in the top lane, looks like they're hitting each other again. So a lot of trading going on there, as usual. But, you know, both top laners respecting the damage output from each other.
Really, really bloodthirsty, both of these top laners. In mid lane, though, it seems pretty tame so far. Haze is a wave behind, but that's not really much in the long run right now. We'll see how this all pans out later in the game, because this is a very tame laning phase, considering everything that's happened in the games before.
Yeah.
We'll see, however. Right now, not a lot of action.
That is true. Though I'm surprised that Haze is behind on CS, considering the wave clear that the Victor has and the relative safety that he has in lane and in
Toxic can't trade back because of Lissandra's range. But we'll see how the junglers actually solve this little stalemate. You'll see Duel going up.
Yeah.
But they see him.
GHUB has spotted out Duel. Looks like he's trying to lay down. No, he did take Scuttle Crab and is now going to the top lane to try and help out, but they abandoned this idea very quickly.
Toxic picking up this little blue buff, gonna help a lot, because Lissandra, you want to spam her spells, and she does have that passive to help her not lose all of her mana immediately. But when you're spamming that for wave clear against a Victor, you definitely want all the mana you can get.
Yeah, because otherwise she will lose out on that farming game. Farming game in the mid lane, and we'll have trouble later on, because then Haze will have free control of that mid lane.
On a side note, Infernal Drake seems to be the one in the pit right now. Very useful for both of these teams, especially to La Liga. They want to focus on that. They want to pick that up whenever it's free. A lot of pings coming from both teams for the bot lane. Either they want to go for a dive, they want to go for the dragon, but either way, that's the focus there right now. Top lane, they're just hitting each other.
Well, because they do need an opening to be able to go in for that dragon. They don't exactly have vision behind the dragon to be able to make sure that it's completely safe. And now right here in the mid lane, they're able to lock down Valbert. We have Kush here with that Monsoon to push Valbert into the turret, and they were able to take him down with Hai getting the kill off of the enemy ADC. And now Zhao really low, keeping his distance there from the enemy. And Jaja is here as well, although what he can do is not exactly clear for now. This might be the opening that La Liga needs, but not quite. They decide to just... Oh, but in the top lane, all that trading and skirmishing, and now Cool has been able to take down Burn a second time.
Now the action is picking the pace in this game, and that was very beautiful from Kush. That aggressive Monsoon to pull them all back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for LLP, though, Hai's curtain call was cancelled by the Glacial Fissure coming from Zhao. So it's was not able to get all of his damage output there, and actually
and Burn will have to burn his teleport to get back into lane. He doesn't want, he's already behind by 20, almost 20 CS.
Yeah, that's around 2 waves.
Yeah,
2 waves.
So he doesn't want to be on the back foot even more. We have here Toxic spotting out Haze in the mid lane.
It's just like, hi there, wards over the wall.
Yeah.
But now, actually GHUB getting this dragon, very good for them denying all this damage and stats from LLP.
Yeah, so the first dragon, the Infernal Drake, will be will go into the pockets of GHUB for now, and very good warding, advanced warding on their side before they took that objective. So they're playing it quite safe compared to La Liga.
Definitely getting those bonuses only when it's sure that they'll be able to get them for free.
But Duel is doing work. He's trying to put in some deep wards of his own into the enemy jungle.
Because they really want to keep the stacks onto Cool here. So a lot of warding to prevent Jaja from getting any possible flanks onto him is very good. So far the game has normalized a bit from earlier.
Oh no, looks like there's gonna be another bout of trades here in the top lane. Ooh, starting to feel the pain from Burn there. Will they keep going? Looks like Cool isn't quite sure. Now in the bot lane here.
Just a little bit of trading. Love taps here and there.
Yeah.
They really need the jungler to... both of these teams really need the jungler. Ooh, fight though. Yeah, just more trading, but yeah.
That's a funny thing, because in that top lane, you don't know if they're just going to trade or if they're going to go in for a kill, but it looks like Burn is getting bloodthirsty here. He's going to keep going, but stun lands onto him from Cool. But Cool decided to just abandon that. Curtain call in the bot lane will be popped. Does hit Valbert for one go, and now Zhao blocking it for his ADC. He will be stuck in place, drops exhaust onto Duel there, and now we have Ace in the hole to take out Kush for a kill onto for Valbert, and now we have Glacial Path onto that turret there to take down High, and while all 5 of GHUB is now diving this turret, Jaja tanking those turret hits, and no one will die from the side of GHUB, but now an angry Haze is rotating to bot lane. Is he going to come in for the cleanup? They just stop in their tracks. Now Duel is here as well to facilitate the massacre. A double kill goes to Haze, and will he go in for a third kill? Looks like his laser was not long or painful enough, because he won't be able to get a third, but 2 is quite good and is now 4 on 4 on the scoreboard.
Equalizing the goal lead to just 100 gap. That's very small in any point of the game. Those were huge overcommitments from both teams. LLP just going straight, trying to, even after the missed curtain call shots, they just keep going for it. Even,
Duel smells blood. All right.
He is a land shark.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very big overcommitment from both teams.
Oh,
he's still bloodthirsty.
Yeah, he's still going for something there. He gets onto Jaja. Yeah, forces the flash out of him, but looks like, well, Kush is here to reel him back in place.
Man, Duel definitely doing a lot of work, but here comes Toxic.
He still wants more.
Oh man, unrelenting.
And Kush is like, dude, just head
Get out
home.
of here,
Come on.
bro.
All right.
You're making my job hard for me.
He's still staying there.
He's still staying, but they do have the safety, the security from that pink ward.
So,
but very, very, very dangerous.
They probably wanted to ensure that their pink ward stayed alive there. And now here, they have Valbert, and they take him down for that surprise attack. And that is the beauty of the Rek'Sai pick right there. We've seen it for the past 3 fights or so. And yeah, they've been able to get really good picks due to that.
Yeah, that was very questionable positioning from Valbert. He knew that Duel and Kush were there in the bottom side of their jungler, and staying
actually,
there,
they didn't know.
They didn't know.
They didn't have wards.
GHUB
didn't have wards on this side, so they didn't have wards on this side. And when they saw them here, they flashed onto here. So GHUB probably expected that
they actually
recalled went away. But now here in the top lane, we have a fight again under turret, but the turret goes down, and now Burn is on to 2 people here. Jaja getting really low. He gets a kill. Is it going to be a double kill for him as well? Cool stands his ground and keeps hacking and whacking against Burn. Uses his ultimate to try and run away. He is a bit low. Oh no, and Burn is going to come back because Duel will go down, and he lets his jungle die there, but Cool will be killed as well, and that is a shutdown onto him by Burn.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
And you see, that's the danger of fighting a Trundle, even if it's 2v1 in the middle of a creep wave. He gets so much sustain from anything that dies around him. So, and all that sustain.
And Cool was holding onto his ultimate.
And his own sustain, along with the Subjugate and the Grasp of the Undying, really helps him survive that fight there. But in the end, someone has to die, and it's Duel. It gives his life.
Oh, we have an aggressive teleport here in bot lane by Burn. Curtain Call will be used by High. Not to take, it will not be able to take anyone out, and now Burn and Kush are both here. We have that Howling Gale onto Valbert there, Monsoon as well to lock him down and isolate him, and he goes down, and Burn is now on a killing spree.
And that's 4 people in bot lane. This will probably ensure that they get the turret, and the dragon will be up in half a minute, so they will be eyeing that objective soon after. But that's very strange for High to use the curtain call very early. It is the curtain call. Usually it's for executions because the damage increases.
Well, it does slow them down.
It does slow them down. However, but the rest of LLP was already there for the knockups and the rest of the CC, so it might have been better for him to follow because he was pretty far from the rest of his team when they caught him. But looks like a dragon will be up. And
Yes.
GHUB does not want to give this up.
Oh well, it went good for them, so I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
worth
now we
it.
have another
Yeah.
Infernal Drake. That's 2 Infernal Drakes in a row, but this time it looks like this
Ooh,
might go to LLP,
teleport.
but now we have a teleport coming in from Cool right smack in
Oh!
the middle, and we have a Dragon Steal by GHUB. That's 2 Infernal Drakes and a Jaja down for this fight. And now it looks like LLP will take that for now. So
They
that
take
is
that.
Jaja in exchange for an Infernal Drake.
That's pretty good because they want the scaling stats from that Infernal Drake. They only lose the life of their jungler. Ooh,
Ooh, and
aggressiveness.
here in the mid lane, another fight erupts with Toxic coming in the Glacial Path, and the Chaos Storm is now chunking them down. That is super painful. It is now 2 for 1, and whoa, a triple kill for Cool. He's not gonna let Burn take all
Quadra.
of the spotlight, and a quadra kill as well. He is on fire, but now Toxic trying to get that ace will not be able to take it. They'll just settle for this minion
Not
wave
quite.
instead.
That is huge. Of course,
Oh,
still
yeah.
equalizes the gold. I think Cool still has time for the pentakill, but that scary laser.
I think
is
they're
definitely-
very tempted to
Yeah,
dive
so tempted.
Haze in right now, but
But no tank for them, has to recall.
Yeah.
Valbert's though getting a free bot lane turret from all that action in the mid lane.
whew,
Huge wave, lots of action, but the gold is still equal.
Yeah.
That's 400 gold separating these two teams.
if only the turrets didn't hurt as much. If
Yeah.
if not for that buff to turret damage, they probably would have dived that, definitely.
Definitely.
And look at the warding from La Liga Filipinas on that bottom side jungle. That is insane warding right there on top of those Rek'Sai tunnels.
It was for preparation for the dragon, however, it did get stolen away from
Yeah,
them.
that
But
was too
that's still
bad.
pretty good vision, though, around the entrances of the jungle and the river. We'll see how
Meanwhile,
they
it is only
recuperate.
GHUB with vision onto this Rift Herald, though it will be expiring pretty soon. Neither team looking
Yeah.
to get it.
Unless they're gonna try and actually rush this, but malabo, it's 14k
Yeah.
health. It would have been very useful for Cool, though, to try and get that
Yeah,
buff.
but
and
looks like he didn't even need it.
yeah, lots of power, but imagine the potential.
Quadra right off the bat. And now it looks like Jaja has spotted Duel out. Duel's attempts to put in some deep wards failing, and now he might even pay with his life because 3 people from GHUB have locked him down, and
Oh.
Valbert takes the kill off of this Duel.
Definitely
And now
oh, they're still
they're
going
gonna
for
rush
it.
Rift Herald
10
right after
seconds.
that.
I think they have enough damage for this. They have 4 people bringing that one-eyed monster down. You can see Baron slithering
Wow.
around. They actually
And
get
they
it.
still manage, just right before Baron comes out,
Wow.
they take the Rift Herald. So that is
And-
1 Rift Herald going to.
And that Rift Herald buff is going to last until 40 minutes. That's
Yeah.
huge utility to whoever it goes to. It seems like they actually gave it to Cool, I believe.
Yeah.
Very good value for that split pushing, having the ability to
Really
duel that
maximizing
trundle.
it in case that this
Wow.
game lasts 40 minutes
Yeah.
again. So that is a Rift Herald going to GHUB.
Lots of dueling potential for Cool, and he definitely needs that because he has a potential to defeat Burn in a 1v1. But as we saw earlier, Burn can 1v2 really easy when he's surrounded by dying minions.
Yeah.
So having that potential, having that extra damage, extra
Having that Rift Herald
stats,
buff.
yeah, that definitely helps the
Just seals
entirety
the deal.
of
Yeah.
GHUB. It's not just, it doesn't just help Cool, it helps the entirety of the team of GHUB because Cool can pull aggro, he can pull attention from the rest of LLP to his
Yeah.
lane, allowing the rest of GHUB to do whatever they need to do.
Exactly.
So
So
far,
they can just, he can split push. Meanwhile, the rest of his team can siege.
Mhm.
Turrets down. And that is going to be a big problem for La Liga Pilipinas. As for the response to this, I guess they will need to improve on their objective control for the rest of the game. Their warding game has been pretty good, though in terms of counter vision, not as good considering that the earlier objective was stolen from them.
They're definitely going for a lot of, both teams are going for a lot of blue trinkets, keeping very, actually identical trinket builds here. With it's just a matter of distribution. And I think that Cool. Actually,
no, Valberts will get caught. Curtain call used as soon as Valberts drops to 50% health. And will a full-blown fight erupt? Seems unlikely in this mid lane siege.
Nothing comes out of that, but that's still a huge loss for LLP. They had to burn the curtain call. So that's one huge damage cooldown from LLP down. The rest of the ultimates from GHUB are still there. Ooh,
Cool is now onto Duel there, but Duel will just burrow out of that.
Very tanky.
Tunnel out of that one. And now both teams are going to whittle down each other here in the mid lane.
So far, the Dragon will be up in 1 minute. So that seems that the objective they're eyeing right now. However, LLP is pinging for the top lane. No, they're pinging for, they realize that the Dragon is spawning soon, they ping that instead. But what will they actually do about it? We'll have to see the warning in the next 30 seconds to see.
Yeah, because the interesting thing is actually GHUB could just give up this next Dragon and push that top lane with Cool.
Ooh, actually, yeah. That might be
While the rest of his team could annoy the LLP or the team that's taking Dragon.
Duel and Burn at the top lane. Actually, no, Duel's recalling there. But with the presence of those tunnels around that, they can easily actually just collapse if GHUB tries anything funny in the Dragon pit. 10 seconds to Dragon.
Yes, and now, yeah. So, some regions here and there. Both teams preparing for this Drake. And Duel here is alone and gets caught out by 4 from GHUB. Of course, Frozen Tomb will be used to stop him in his tracks. And Toxic rightfully gets the kill off of the enemy jungle. It looks like this third Drake, a Mountain Drake, is free for the taking for GHUB. So a mistake right there by LLP, punished so well by GHUB.
Yeah, they only spent 1 ultimate on that. So if ever a fight breaks out in the next minute or so, they have the control. And they're using that newly gained Mountain Drake to burn this one turret down. Wow. Red turret destroyed, and look at that. The trap placement from Valberts.
Drake there. So that is a Mountain Drake, and of course makes those turrets feel like paper for GHUB.
Yeah, and definitely they have the Caitlyn, so sieging that isn't that difficult, and they have a lot of disengage in CC in case a fight breaks out around that turret. So
for LLP, they will need to be able to set up a good team fight because Haze really hurts. But the problem so far is that they've been making a lot of mistakes left and right.
The positioning mostly.
Yeah, that have allowed Cool and the rest of his team to really capitalize on it.
And I think Kai really needs to fix the timing on his curtain calls. I mean, either he's missing them or he's using them on the unbreakable shield from Jao. So not a lot of value gained from that. They definitely need to fix that if they want to win. He has all the tools that he needs. He has the protection from the Rek'Sai and the Janna.
I mean, it was already pretty bold picking that Jhin on into that Braum. Like, the Braum was already picked before that, right?
Yes.
So you would think that they are well prepared for those conditions.
For the
that, of course, if you're gonna be if you're going to play that Jhin, knowing that there's a Braum, you would need to time your curtain call properly. Make sure that the Braum isn't there to stop you from being effective.
You can't use it willy-nilly.
Yeah, but for some reason, he hasn't been making the most of his ultimate.
He does have a bit of gold from the kills, but if you're not using them correctly, that gold means nothing. And Jhin definitely needs a lot of proper usage of his skills and his kit.
And as we talked about earlier, see, Cool is just split pushing while the rest of his team take the attention of the rest of LLP, and now they just siege mid lane while split pushing top lane. We have Duel here in the top lane trying to deal with Cool, but he won't be very effective against that Echo.
Yeah, and that's 2 free turrets for GHUB, and that's a lot of hesitation from LLP there. They sent Duel onto the top lane on an already dying turret. So he doesn't have enough damage to match Cool. So they might as well just engage in a mid lane, or at least delay the top lane by fighting the mid lane.
Now we have LLP pinging for Baron. They know that a lot of GHUB have recalled. Will they be fast enough? Though look at the vision around the area. It is mostly by GHUB. So GHUB does know that LLP is trying to position themselves for this objective.
They do have the Earth Drake, the Mountain Drake, I'm sorry. So that definitely helps them in burning this Baron down, and LLP realizes it. I think that's good. However, they do need to find a way to deal with Cool, because he has 10 stacks on his Magi's rather. That's less than half, but
that's still a lot.
That's still a lot, because Magi's becomes cost efficient, and the stats that it gives, I believe, after 5 stacks, just after 5 stacks. And killing him just once will remove all of that value and all of the problems that Cool causes by being an unkillable damage tank machine.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Unkillable damage,
wow.
tank, split pushing, I don't know, war machine.
Yeah, he's a war machine. He's the boy that shattered time, in essence.
And earlier, it seems that LLP's play was to go for that Baron. Now it seems like they're not quite sure GHUB is going to try and siege or push out their lanes.
They don't have a lot of vision in him, other than in the Baron pit. So there's a lot of information denied from them. Actually, both of these teams have pretty less than decent warding right now. LLP has some wards in key positions in Baron pit, but it doesn't seem like GHUB is staying where they are.
That was because LLP did a good job of dewarding when they were trying to get that Baron. But now GHUB does have to refresh or put down some new wards depending on what they plan to go for next.
Ooh, Zhao trap. However, Valbert's there for the damage.
Oh no, and they were stopped right there by the Jhin. Curtain Call will be used. Will this be a killing Curtain Call? Looks like it won't be, and now Toxic and Zhao are stuck in the middle. Toxic does manage to get out of that. Chaos Storm will be used now. Cool is in trouble, uses his ultimate to try and stay alive. No one has died just yet. So both teams will back off. LLP looks like this is the opening they've been waiting for to try and get Baron. But will GHUB get this for free?
I don't think so. Cool doesn't have teleporter, but Toxic does. And one big frozen tomb from Toxic will be enough to stop this Baron. Actually, no.
Oh, and looks like both teams will re-engage here. Duel right in front of the enemy team there. And he goes down, as well as Burn, and 4 people. The triple kill for Cool. And going for another quadra kill. That is 2 quadras in a single game there. 30 minutes. And an ace, well, and 29, but you know.
And the maxed out Magi's Soul Stealer.
And the maxed out Magi's and a Baron. It looks like this is just going to be steamrolling from here on out from GHUB.
That extends your lead onto 7K, and with the stats and utility you get from Baron, that is huge value. And the tempo goes to GHUB after a bit of messy fighting in the early game. They have the mid game right now. They're just tearing down. Here's the replay. They're going for Baron. They're burning it really, really fast. And they actually go in, get only 1 knockup, and there's Toxic with a huge AoE damage, and the rest of LLP just falls from the stuns and the damage from Cool. It's huge. And Valberts actually survives all the earlier attention and damage from him, allowing him just free hit after that once Cool arrived in the fight. Oh man.
Yeah. LLP just took all of that AoE damage. They were lined up for all of that pain. But meanwhile, now I wonder what LLP is thinking to get themselves back into this game.
Because they're behind like 8K plus all the stats from the Drake's game and the Baron. So right now, I think there's a very small chance of them actually getting back in the game, because looking at the compositions and looking at the items, it seems like Cool can just win this game all by himself, because he has the GA, he has the fully stacked Magi's.
Yeah.
And
that is
he still has tanky items, so
that is scary.
He can probably just 1v3 at this point.
And they have Baron. They have a Baron buff.
Look at him, just whacking at these turrets, fearless.
So that is actually the good thing, because given that not a lot on the side of GHUB are vulnerable champions. That allows Cool to be able to get that Medjais and somehow work on this AP Echo. AP, but still quite tanky Echo.
Yeah, I think if you have these many stacks on Medjais, that's the only AP item you need. You can build as tanky as you want, and at that point, you can never die. So those stacks stay there.
Oh no, and another fight erupts here. It is going to be bad for LLP. They back off quite well, but Cool is in their face. And now they will settle for this inhibitor turret.
They're not just settling, they're going for the next turret here. Fearless just going from the side door, getting the turret.
Oh no, but LLP wants a fight here. Their duel is onto Valberts, doesn't take out the enemy marksman and goes down instead. And now two people on the side of LLP have gone down. Hayes, their only damage dealer, is out for the fight, and now Burn as well has joined them in the grave, and now GHUB is just confidently taking out their base here, marching in, just, you know, no problems there. We have Valberts here just taking out those turrets, and that is it. Those are two Nexus turrets and a victory for game one for GHUB. 19-10 on the scoreboard and 32 minutes in. GG WP.
Yep, definitely GG. Well played by GHUB there. The first quarter of the game was quite rocky for both teams. However, GHUB just started steamrolling after they gained a small lead. And
so it shows how well GHUB has been quite solid throughout the split. They've done quite well for a new team. Well, not really new members, but, you know, a new team. They're quite solid compared to LLP, which has crumbled throughout the split. They started out, they seemed strong at the start, but they've like crumbled slowly throughout the split. So, you know, their hopes for playoffs have already been lost like 2 weeks ago, and that is it. But guys, that is not the only game for this matchup. Of course, we still have game 2 between these two teams, and who knows, LLP might have an interesting response to what just happened. They have nothing left to lose, and who knows, they might bring him some interesting
Corner Jackal is the most dangerous, so we'll see the stats for this game. I just really want to see how much Cool did, actually, because look at him. He's like a 12-2-2, fully stacked Medjais with all these tanky items. Looking at the graph. Actually,
look at that. Look at Cool's damage.
You can't see it on the camera right now, but Cool's damage is way ahead of everyone. He's way ahead of even Valberts.
So that was a monster Echo brought into that game by Cool. Probably going to be a ban, or if not a priority pick for LLP in the next game. So who knows? A lot of interesting things happening here. Maybe LLP is going to take the next game. After all, they have nothing left to lose. So guys, stay tuned. We still have the match and win promo with the GHUB Toxic Bundle. So look forward to that. And of course, we still have game 4 after this short break. It has been a pleasure. This is Aika.
And I am Atlas.
And see you later.
She looks nice, I sweat right. Old splash was horrible, haunted me at night. I'm surprised, how long this shit last? Should be your carry, get on her back. It's P-O-P-P-Y, hero ultimate, Garena, maybe Jarvina. Not with the others hammer, bro. Only 3 feet tall, smash your face against the wall. AP9, she's a juggernaut, facing you head on. Wind up, hammer spinning, charging till it hits the limit. She's gonna fling you past your towers. You can pick a fight she said so. Gonna chase you down, hammer to the ground. Gonna chase you down, hammer to the ground.
Hey, did you see how hard I swung? Did you see how hard I swung? Did you see how hard I swung?
You can't escape from Poppy.